I have a confession. I am 40 years old and I have no idea what I'm going to do with the rest of my life.
Yes, there's a story here, a real story, my story. In a lot of days, I feel like I'm holding on and clamoring to find meaning in the mess. Often, I feel like it's the open heart surgery of my life and I'm trying not to bleed out. Sometimes life can go from 100 to 0 in an instant, and we go from thriving to barely surviving without warning. I caught one of those moments when life was really raw, when life felt like it was falling apart. And I want to share it with you because maybe it'll help you not feel so alone.
This is real. Sometimes life just kind of falls apart. And not because we're bad people, but because life is hard. And sometimes it's not fair. Sometimes it's just not fair. And it's not fair right now. It's just not. And I know that someday I'll look back on this and see the good. And in my best moments, I can see the good. Now, I can imagine it, hope for it a little bit. But right now, it's really hard. I feel very sad and confused and very, very isolated. Who could possibly understand this? And I've got some people who are being very supportive and understanding, but I mean, nobody really knows what to say. I think people hold back a lot of the things that they could say because it's true, there's a lot of things that want to be very helpful. This is real life. Sometimes things that you never planned happen and you find yourself in a place that you never imagined. And you wonder how you'll ever crawl out of the hole. Emotionally, physically, just life. Someday, I'll be out of this hole. Someday, it's gonna be okay. It has to. It has to be okay. Someday.
Sometimes I ask myself, what happened to that little girl? You know, the one with dreams in her heart and an unstoppable imagination and a peaceful, trusting, joyful spirit. Well, life. Life happened. And perhaps life has happened to you too. I think in one way or another, life happens to all of us, doesn't it? Death, job loss, relationship turmoil, financial stress, a global pandemic. And when life happens, when life falls apart, I wonder what message life might have for us. And I wonder what message our life can give to someone else when life isn't exactly what we thought that it would be. Here's what I'm learning. I cannot deny the reality of the present. As much as I want to avoid it, go around it, over it, under it, anything, I can't deny it. And really the only way to find true healing is to walk straight through the fire. I'm also learning that I can't do it alone. When life falls apart, find your safe people and cling to them. And by safe people, I mean those who really care and who aren't just curious. Let them love you. Also, I'm learning that it does no good to sugarcoat my prayers. Are you angry at God? Just tell him. Check it out. He can take it. And I think that when we express what's really real inside of us, that can draw us closer to God more than anything else ever could, even if it's anger or doubt or frustration. Just let it out. When life falls apart, Claim and examine your inner truth. That can be a hard thing to do, and yet I feel like there's freedom in really confronting our demons and our desires and our disappointments. Now, at the same time, I know for me, I need to inspect my perspective and not neglect my directives. Okay, I know that's really cheesy, but basically for me, that means that my truth can't live in opposition to God's truth. And when it does, I have to find a way to reconcile the two. I'm also learning that I need to be patient with myself. Somehow release control, if that's even a thing. The only way to make it sometimes is one day at a time, one moment at a time, one breath at a time. And you know what else? It's okay to take a break. While at the same time, even when life falls apart, that doesn't mean that you have to sit on the bench. My life can speak even when I'm a hot freaking mess. We don't need to have it all together to make a difference. In fact, those people who seem like they have it all together, I got news for you. They don't. What is the reality of the present for you? Don't deny it or avoid it. Find healing and walk straight through it, even when it's hard. Who are your safe people? Find them. Cling to them. Let them love you. You don't have to be strong. And if you were to unreservedly express your inner truth, what would you say? I would say that I'm still that little girl, hoping and trusting and dreaming, while also at the same time full of doubt and confusion and uncertainty. But that little girl, she's holding on. She's not going to give up, and neither should you. Even when life falls apart, there is hope. Cling to it. Don't let it go. And realize that we are not